Hello, and welcome in to a Monday edition. Everyone, just please understand, I'm Amy Beth. My name is behind me. She's Allison. Her name is back there. And he's JP. And we are the Rightside. And we're so glad to have you with us this Monday. We look forward to talking through your texts and ideas throughout the show today. We have the usual suspects. We have the word of the day. We have Yammer. We have a fabulous montage that I know JP's put together. We have a guest. He's from Texas. God bless Texas. And he's going to just share his wealth of experience, especially in regard to the Muslim problem, but also flock cameras. This is a big deal. And we're going to be talking about it. But before that, everybody should be warned. And before I ask you beautiful people how your weekend was, this is day 1 of 2 before Abs leaves to get her son married off. And I assure you, I am unhinged.
We know.
So,
as you should be.
I am.
It's a huge... I don't know why I'm laughing, Abs. I really don't.
It's
I'm sorry.
hilarious.
It's such a big, I don't know how you're doing this and how are you showing up? And then we're filming a podcast this afternoon and then we're doing an interview tomorrow and we're doing all these things. And then you leave on Wednesday and have to act like you're ready. But I think you are.
I'm ready. I'm just ready to get my flowers on Wednesday and get there and start arranging on Thursday. All the people, that's going to be a blast. Will and Kinsey are so excited to get married. They've dated long distance 3.5 years. And we're just getting to see a lot of old friends. It's going to be delightful. But as the mother of the groom, I would like to let you know, I am unhinged.
What's the hardest part?
So what else is new?
Exactly. Thank you, JP, for that support.
Ting and tang.
Woohoo!
In the house.
That's coming out again today. It is.
Hey, seriously, what's the hardest part of being the mother of the groom?
Picking out what song we're going to dance to.
Abs.
What?
That, out of all the things you're working on, that's the hardest part?
Well, if I gave you a list, people would be bored.
Okay.
But picking out a song, that's hard.
Well, it does encompass all
The
right.
whole life.
You're right.
You know, like flowers, get me the flowers. That's okay. You know, you've got people for all the other things. And I wanted to help.
You're right.
It is knowing that. And I think I know what I'm going to do. I'll play it for you in the break and see. Or I might get laughed at. But it's...
You know, we'll be honest with you.
Wanting to soak every minute in because then it's gone. It's like with Emmy's wedding. We had a ball. May every mother of the bride and groom have the most fun because we've had a great time, but it's not rushing through. It's keeping my feet where that's the hardest part, is not going to the next hour and then the next hour. It's okay, Lord, help us to enjoy, because this is next to your salvation and your basically surrender to the Lord and your birth of your children. In God's economy, a wedding is a big deal because it reflects Christ in the church. It's one of the days where we get to go and throw down. Like, this is good. And so I want to be present. And that's probably the hardest part. Is that fair?
My uncle, who's a pastor, he's done like all of the plot cousin marriages. And he said the same thing after every one of, or right before, like right when the ceremony starts and they're standing in front of him, is that a wedding is one of the few times where heaven and earth merge, because it is like what we're going to get in heaven one day. So yeah, it is exactly that.
John Tanner and Kathy Tanner introduced Chris and I. That's his aunt and uncle, and he's doing the wedding. He preaches a killer wedding. Like his wedding, he did our cousin's wedding, my niece's wedding, and you sit there and you think, I hope everybody has he's unbelievable. The stories he tells, the way he weaves the gospel in and gives a homily in like 10 minutes. And you feel like, I have been to church. So I'm excited for that part. But he's why we're together. He and Kathy are why we're together. So I think that's when I'll cry my eyeballs out. because the reason we're together is marrying our children. That's just, and you know how much we've been through.
Oh, yeah. Is it different because you've married your oldest daughter? You have 4. You've married one daughter, now your son. Is it different, son versus daughter?
A little bit, because I knew more with Emmy, but Kinsey and I are close, so she fills me in.
Okay.
But it makes me even more excited because my son-in-law and I are close, and he's such a good egg. I can't wait for Kinsey because I feel about her the same way. But it's different, but not that different. You're just responsible for different things in the wedding. And then she's allowed me to do some other things I really love to do. And that's really sweet. But the sending them off, you kind of think you're sending them off, kind of like we did when we send our kids to college, and you think, oh, we're done. Like, we're done. You're not done.
You're not done.
They're at your house even more than they were before.
Starting.
And our house was full yesterday, and I thought, this is delightful. So it's just starting. But there will be lots of tears. Chris is tender. Will is like, there's going to be so many tears. But it's
You
joy.
better send us pictures
I'll send you pictures.
and videos.
I'll send you pictures. Could y'all just pray that May for 20 minutes
Doesn't shriek.
doesn't try to get to her mom?
Oh,
Just for 20 minutes. I am the
Is
only
she-
one sitting down. Everybody else. Chris is the best man.
wait, is she standing up?
Rosie is.
Okay,
But Rosie's
okay.
going to come sit with me.
Oh, because her mom will be up on.
And she'll want to be like,
okay, yeah.
mom, dad. And she is such a talker. If y'all could just pray for 20 minutes.
What
that-
about a sucker?
Emmy, don't look. That's a great idea.
Well, it can be organic, made with honey.
Emmy,
Just give her a sucker.
could you get May a
And a
couple
bib.
things to just have, because Chloe and Abby are going to be holding them?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I got you.
That you're
I
a
got you.
genius. Yeah, that's absolutely
Basically.
genius. Because we're like, she's got a wagon, and I'm going to make that cute. And they know to just take the wagon back to the suite if they.
Yeah, just pull her.
But see, she's perfect. I want to hold her. I didn't get that dress for nothing.
Yeah, no, I say just a sucker. If it's 20 minutes.
But I'm unhinged. Everything is well. So I apologize for anything crazy that comes out of my mouth.
Well, it's weeks like the last 2 weeks while we have the disclaimer at the bottom. Right?
Thank you.
Please don't sue
Because
us
normally I
for
am restrained.
saying
But you can let us know on the text if you don't mind unrestrained abs, or if you'd like for abs to go back in the box. It's fine.
Have to go back.
Nothing hurts my feelings anymore. So
Do you have feelings?
No, I actually don't.
I just
No, I have zero
Not
feelings.
until August 2nd.
I need to get a flashing allegedly to put on the screen whenever abs starts to go towards the unhinged. So I just like allegedly, guys.
Or
Don't get
just hey,
mad.
just feel free to put your allegedly. You can
Hey,
just like
hey.
say it.
Wait, stop abs.
It's only
Before
2
you
days.
keep going, allegedly.
Speaking of allegedly,
Yes.
I may have surprises for us today.
Allison,
Yes.
what
I can't
are
tell
the
you
surprises?
until the break. I can't. You have to wait.
Okay,
That's not fair.
that's really not.
You have to wait.
All right. Did you guys have a good weekend? Thank you for letting me emote.
Emote.
I feel like we're your kind of your therapy. Like you got to
You
come
are.
in and vent.
Yep.
But luckily, when we do the show, we act like 3 people are watching. Otherwise, you get in your head. So you're just talking. It's just a very
Just
tight,
us.
close knit group
Just
of
us.
people. Yeah, we had so much fun. Well, Friday we all had fun.
Mhm.
We had a blast.
We went to the political event of the year, which would be John Wall and Brittany Wall now
Mhm.
wedding.
Her flowers were so pretty.
It was quite the wedding.
It was.
It was an awesome
The
wedding.
I
royal
cannot
wedding.
believe how many people were there. Of course, we missed the entire wedding. Well, y'all were there.
Yeah, we were there.
We were there. I even saved you a seat.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry. I saw you. We came in the other side. So it was pouring rain leaving Birmingham.
Cats and dogs, everybody.
Cats and dogs and cats and dogs. And then we get there and we were a little late. Okay. But we go up, we pull in. I don't know how y'all knew to go to the big door.
Well, because
We followed
all the people we followed were going to the big door.
Okay. So the people we would have followed were
Yeah.
already in there watching the wedding.
Yeah.
And so we park over by what I now know is the old chapel.
Mm.
And so we go up and we start pulling on the doors and we're like, they've locked us out. Like we are late and they have said no room for you. Every door. Anyway, we walked around the whole place, finally found it. I did see the kiss.
Okay, good. Well, then it's fine. It's sealed with a kiss.
And then everybody thought we were there the whole time because we just saw everybody in the foyer.
And you signed the book.
Sign the book.
So
I didn't sign the book.
it was at the reception. Oh,
Abs.
you walked in after us at the reception.
What?
The children love the books. You
They
missed the
love
books.
the
So Amy
books.
Beth actually wasn't there.
Did you make eye contact with Brittany or John?
I made eye contact with both of them.
Okay, so they know you were there.
I was with you. Of course I was there.
If it's not
Okay.
in the book, did it really happen?
If a tree falls in the woods and nobody's
you-
there to hear
if-
it, is there a sound?
If you go to a wedding but don't sign the book, were you actually even there?
Hey, I saw lots of friends. They knew I was there.
Can I ask a question?
Oh, gosh, Allison. I don't know. JP, should we let her ask a question?
Whenever she asks before asking questions, she never does that. Then it's maybe a no. But
All right,
But
go.
go ahead.
Go. Remember,
I'm
get
gonna
ready
s-
with allegedly.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Okay.
What? I'm scooching. Allison?
Now she's scared.
Does a tree, when it falls in the woods, actually make a sound if you aren't there?
Yes.
It does.
No.
So it doesn't need your ear holes to
because
make a sound.
that-
It's not reverberating off your
I'm
ears.
here.
That's like
I'm here to tell you what happened to me this morning. A tree did fall in my woods.
Yeah, but your ears were there to hear it.
Just like that.
So if your ears aren't there to hear it, does it make a sound?
You know-
or is it the sound?
you know that what that's like saying? That's like saying if I'm a woman, am I actually a woman if I don't think I'm a woman? That's like the same thing.
Okay, that's
Because
fair.
the tree doesn't need a human to be there to hear it for it to make a sound.
But
do you think
sounds are vibrations in your ear holes?
the deer and the bear or the bears and the raccoons all in the forest? Do you
They
think
have
don't
ear
hear it?
holes too.
Yeah, but they're not you. You
well,
weren't there.
the physics of it.
Somebody help me. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you that there's a big old tree cracked down into the forest floor by my house this morning. It scared the crap out of me. And I was like, oh, look, did the tree, did I hear the tree? Because I was here to hear the tree or not?
Oh, you've already been down this road this morning.
This morning, it's like we're sisters from another mister.
We are.
That's literally what happened to me this morning at 6:59 as my husband, well, he was already gone by then, but it was me going outside to do some things like water my plants.
Sounds are vibrations. And if your earballs wouldn't have been there to hear the vibration, would there have been a sound?
Yes, because it still makes a sound. The physics, whenever the
So the
crack and
physics
the boom-
demand that there is a sound regardless of if we're there or not.
Yeah.
Truth is truth.
Yeah. Well, we're
Okay.
just
All right, that's
there to observe the
Okay.
sound that
All
will
right.
be made regardless if we're here.
Okay.
or
So
not.
the sound's not for us.
do you think
We
that-
just hear the sound.
do you think if humans were wiped from the face of the earth today, sound would just go away?
I don't
I hope
know.
not.
Maybe.
It
No.
would still be there.
There still be sound.
Is that because of gravity and
That's because
molecules and stuff?
the earth doesn't need us.
Oh, that's deep.
Mm,
Uh-huh. JPC. Good sir.
man.
All right.
Okay, can we cut that part out of the
Yeah, it's fine.
No,
show?
no, that was a good question.
But by the way, y'all gonna lose your mind when I tell you what I did this weekend. on
What did
Saturday.
you do on Saturday? Did you eat cake that Ella made?
No, I had cinnamon rolls that she made, but I went shopping for me,
You went
Went shopping?
clothes wise.
Did you
For
get
what?
some like golf shirts?
What
and
did you
stuff?
buy?
I bought what this shirt was one of them.
I like
But
it.
I bought a nice Vineyard Vine
You
shirt.
really
Okay.
branched out with the
I
black
went,
t-shirt,
hey,
JP.
this
Hey, I
wasn't
saw your
the
logo.
only- wasn't the only shirt, but yeah. A certain someone said, I know what we're doing today. We're getting you more clothes, and took me to go shopping at the Summit.
That's the summer.
I paid, but she picked out all my stuff.
Thank you.
Did you get some sweatpants that don't have candle wax on them?
No. We just stuck to shirts. We got a Vineyard Vine shirt and then several different colored t-shirts. Nice
Mhm.
t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And
That's
I hate,
what a lady in your life will do.
I hate shopping so much.
Yeah, but when you have a doll with you shopping, is it that bad?
No, it wasn't bad. But like, yeah. It felt like I was almost with my mom. She's like, okay, come with me. This is where we're going. You need this.
Sometimes you need a mom.
this.
There you go. Well done, Ella.
But yeah, that was
Well done.
And then she cleaned out my closet after we got home. So
All right, she's a keeper. She
Yeah.
cooks
I
and
am
cleans
so impressed with her.
and shops,
_heavenly_sweets.
and she keeps you in line.
Heavenly_sweets. We promise her desserts are unbelievable. Promise. These are dessert aficionados. Okay, we know our desserts. Heavenly_sweets. I dare you. Okay. And then after that, you're going to reach out to our friend Bobby.
Bobby.
I ate a peanut butter sandwich today, Bobby. I put no jelly on it. It's good organic bread. And I tell you what, that's why I'm so happy. It's because I had bread.
Why did we all get the text about peanut butter and jelly?
Because I asked about peanut butter and jelly on the
When?
show on Thursday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go back and listen.
Yeah.
Because then he also told me I need to eat more.
because I thought it was like he hit the wrong button.
No. We were discussing food. That was a part of the show where I was starving.
Okay.
And I wanted to know, in my angst, when I get starving,
Okay.
I need comfort food. And my comfort food is a peanut butter sandwich, not necessarily J. Peanut butter, no sugar added, organic bread. And he said it was fine. I was like, well, good. So I had that for breakfast
Down the
this morning.
hatch.
So, all right. We ready for word of the day? We
I'm gonna
gotta
try and do.
practice dance
Oh
moves.
shoot!
3, 2, 1.
You all ready for this word? Where'd you go?
She kicked out her headphones.
Every time I try and get
So
fancy.
excited.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right, this word of the day needs to be in a British accent or just a Connecticut accent, darling. Okay, it's a formal word that is usually used in a disapproving way to describe something that is limited in range or scope.
Lame.
Close, as to a narrow region or area. For some, college can be an expansive, not expensive, expansive experience that lifts them out of a blank mindset. This means narrow, limited. Narrow, limited. Starts with a P. Brad, Lisa. Starts with a P, ends with an L.
Yeah, we met Lisa from Huntsville. Did she come introduce
Yes.
herself to you?
She did.
Yeah, that was cute.
And our new friend who just moved here from what, California?
Yeah,
Hi.
she was cute.
Good. Well, she was a doll. Hi, guys.
Okay,
All right.
starts with a P.
Starts with a P, ends with an L. Narrow, limited in scope. Somebody grows up a certain way and then they're lifted up and they're not this way anymore. It could also describe a type of school. Blank
parochial.
school. Yes.
What?
Wait, I didn't know what that.
Allison!
Hold on, I don't even know what that word. Oh wait, you just told me what it meant.
I'll do it one more time.
But how do you get from parochial? What does parochial school mean?
Well, it's a narrow,
you-
limited school. It's not
Oh.
open to everybody. It's private / parochial. Everybody can't come.
Everybody.
Everybody ain't invited.
Yeah.
Parochial. Disapproving way to describe something limited in range or scope, narrow region or area. Okay. We are not parochial on this show. We're not
No.
primitive either.
No.
We are, well, you tell us what we are.
We only are towards the libtards.
It's true.
You
We're
just
very-
can't come here if you.
No.
No, I mean you can.
But you just have to be willing to expand from being parochial into being expansive in your thinking.
Right. That
That was
she
how
said.
was that? I felt like that was pretty good.
What she said.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, you know, we haven't done any California voices lately.
Wait a second. Hold on. I'm thinking of Pat from SNL. Yeah.
I'm Pat. I took the 405 to get to the 651. And I thought I'd go get some ice cream. Some non-fat Jenny's Splendid ice cream. My name is Kathleen and I'm from the Valley. I think I'm better than you because I'm from California
That's
and I am totally a communist and y'all are a bunch of parochial plebes.
We should do the whole interview with Alex Duncan because he's from California.
Oh, California.
We should do the interview like this.
Hey, Alex.
He was a Beverly Hills cop.
I saw that.
No lie.
I loved Beverly Hills when I was in the 90s and my mom took me out there. I see that it is a very different place now.
So you
What?
want to live there.
I wanted to live there, but I couldn't. They wouldn't let me because they're like, no, you actually have to come home on the plane with us. How are you going to live out here?
Oh, okay.
Yes, JP.
Why did I picture when you said Beverly Hills Cop just like aviators and
Oh, you mean like
Have you
this?
never seen that movie? Eddie Murphy? Google it. Pull it up. It's from the 80s.
Oh, it has the dun, 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 dun,
Beverly
dun,
Hills
dun,
Cop.
dun, dun,
Ah.
dun.
He's legit.
no, I've never seen this.
Oh, it's
But
great.
now
Oh,
he
it's
lives
'cause
in
it's
Texas.
1984. That's why.
All right.
That was the best movie ever. I want to see it.
Love that. It was playing this weekend on the TVs
Oh,
that I had on to distract the grandchildren yesterday after our very hot walk.
it was steamy.
It was so
It was
hot.
So hot.
So,
Oh man.
yeah, there it is.
Eddie Murphy at his best.
Is that? I can't even remember the premise of this movie now.
After his childhood buddy is murdered while visiting Detroit, rebellious cop Axel Foley or Eddie Murphy follows the leads to Beverly Hills, California under the
Auspices.
auspices of a vacation. He checks in with old friend Jenny Summers or Lisa Albacher and starts to believe her boss, okay, and that keeps going,
Okay.
might somehow be involved in the murder. However, Lieutenant Bogomil of the Beverly Hills Police Department
Gargamel.
does not trust Foley and hinders his search for evidence.
I'm telling you, watch it.
Okay.
So
Well, Alex Duncan was a Beverly Hills cop, moved to Texas to escape the calming California, has become an expert on Islam, and actually ran against John Cornyn and Ken Paxton this past time. Kind of got quite the following. Didn't make the runoff, but he will be with us at 11:30.
Is he the one that
You actually
friend-
know him, but you don't know you know him.
Okay. I feel like I do. When you said the name, I was like, hey, anyway, I'll ask you on the break.
I couldn't remember his last name, so I did put him in our notes of guest as Alexander Graham Bell.
yeah, I did. I was like, are we going? Are we bringing a Ouija board to the show?
That it's Alex Duncan, not Alexander Graham Bell, although that would be cool.
Okay, I love it.
I love it.
I love it so much. It's so great.
This is a new one. I'm gonna have to do it.
It's Kathleen from the Valley.
It's
And Kathleen from the Valley really loves camels. And that's how I got my voice this way, because I didn't want to be seen as parochial.
I'm gonna be Valley from the Valley.
I like
Valley from the Valley.
Valley from the Valley is even better. I'm from the hills. Where are you from? Are you from Orange County? Because I am.
I don't know. Where do you
Are you Valley like VALL?
Why do you not move while you talk?
You gotta get more of a tone like this whenever you talk like that.
Listen,
A Gen Z.
I know, but I'll add it in.
I like this.
I am Kathleen from the Valley.
the Valley.
Okay.
I-
Yeah.
I'm Kathleen from the Valley.
Yeah, I am.
And like,
I don't know. I'm just from Orange County.
You're just from Orange County. That's fine.
I'm from Calabasas.
I'm from
Kardashian.
Long Beach, the kind where we don't have to get near people. We just live up in our mansions on the hill, okay? And we get our organic vegan groceries delivered, and then we judge the rest of the world, okay?
I think we should just let her go for the rest of the week,
yeah,
JP.
Yeah.
It might be time.
Yeah.
Are you saying you want to cut me loose?
Put you back in the box.
I think you need a nap. Like,
But I had a good one. And so I'm here. Please don't make me go home.
We haven't even done the Gen Z word of the day yet.
Oh shoot, we haven't even gotten to yammer.
Gen Z word of the
Okay.
day.
Okay. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
And
scene.
This Gen Z word of the day means keeping something secret, discreet, or on a need-to-know basis. It's 2 words.
Gatekeeping.
Down low.
Yep.
Gatekeeping was my
it.
first. Down low is so old.
No, it's not. Often shortened for
Thank you
DL.
for saving. Thank you.
Often shortened for DL. Keep it on the DL. That's more of the. It's similar to low key, but it's actually got a difference from low key tabs. Is while low key means subtle, casual, or chill, down low specifically implies an active effort to hide or conceal information. Keep it on the DL.
My niece, she'll be a sophomore at Auburn.
Oh yes, Molly loves her.
Yes, she's
The
so
doll.
funny. She was really funny last night, but she said high key in a sentence.
High key.
I've never heard anyone use it in a sentence.
Of course, she used
Sounds
it
like
in
you're
the
saying
sentence.
Yeah.
Tai key.
Talk about a California girl.
Tai chi. Oh yeah.
She would 100% drop in and just
She-
be fine.
She was. I can't say what she was talking about.
She
Anyway,
is just a doll. I love your family.
we're fun.
Y'all are very fun.
We're a lot.
I think my kids wish that I was more fun. It's okay.
You're getting there. The older you get, the more fun you get.
I am fun.
Yeah.
I'm just.
I am.
Dang
fun.
it. I'm fun.
And you're gonna like it.
I'm fun when I need to be.
Smile, dang it. It's family photos. That's what Abs does.
Forced family fun.
No, she
No,
does
we
the
have
talking
big-
through the teeth. Like I am fun, and they're gonna smile for the picture.
No, we have fun. We have a lot of fun. We roast each other.
Y'all are fun.
I got roasted on Sunday at lunch. It's fine.
I've seen your family group chat. It's
Oh yeah,
funny.
you have.
Yeah.
We're unhinged on the group chat.
It's good.
We look calm in real life, but on the group chat, that's where it's going down.
It's going down. Hey, I guess we're not doing Yammer
We're
until
gonna do
after the
Yammer
break.
after the break, yeah,
And the montage.
and the montage.
I got a banger Yammer story.
Oh, mine's really good. War Eagle.
I
knew it. We
I know I knew
watched.
that's what you were gonna do.
I knew it.
I knew it. Okay.
We'll be back.
To the podcast. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair. And today we are joined by a lifelong friend. We've known each other since we were 5.
Scary.
It's very scary. Excited to tell your story, though, because it is incredible. Twists and turns.
There's a couple.
Just a few. We're going to end up talking about what you're doing now, which is helping a lot of people. But I know your story will, too. So, Bobby Holditch,
Yes, ma'am. Nice
one
to
of
be
my
here.
oldest and dearest friends.
We've known each other since 5-year-old kindergarten, literally. Went all the way through high school, and
Here we are.
here we are.
That is crazy.
Yeah. There's not too many of us still around, unfortunately. I mean, there's quite a few, but a lot of them moved away. I don't mean dead.
Oh, I was like, you're not,
not
that
dead.
old.
We're not dead,
no,
dude.
we're not quite there yet.
Jeez,
So-
they need your assistance more than ever. Then, if that's the case, but it's very nice to meet you. I've heard
Nice
a
to
lot
meet
about
you.
you, and I'm excited to also glean some information because I've kind of gotten into the longevity. It's a whole process of kind of relearning how to live.
Yes.
And I think we'll get there, but you have a really interesting story to start with. So I'm
Absolutely.
looking forward to.
So when we were on the phone probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, you said that rock bottom was under a bridge.
Yeah, that was about as bad as it got. So, I grew up a Christian, obviously, in a good home and a good school. And when I found my 20s, I decided that alcohol made me into who I wanted to be instead of who I was whenever I was consuming it. So it became a problem pretty quick. I spent a good 20 years with maybe 2 years of sober in all of them, where I was not. Now, most of the time, I just drank a ton after work, and a lot of people, it starts off a few beers here, a few beers there, and in the end, I spent 2 years homeless. I was living either in my car under bridges or in homeless shelters or recovery houses and places like that. And I would cycle in and out, and I drank a lot. Did a lot of other substances with it as well. But I would when I lived in Brunswick, Georgia, not the time I got sober in Brunswick, Georgia, but the period of time before that, I spent about 8 months living under the Jekyll Island Bridge. I still go back there every time I go to Brunswick and go look where I slept. We would walk about 1.5 miles to the Western supermarket. about 7 o'clock at night when they were throwing all the deli food away, and we'd pick out what we wanted and take it back to our little hole and eat it, along with our bottle of whatever we were drinking that night. And that went on for a very, very long time. Alcohol pretty much ruled my life for a very long time of it.
I know exactly where you're talking about. I've driven by there several times. I am curious, is there a point you look back on where you can pinpoint and say, I knew then I had a problem?
Yeah, I worked for FedEx for about 5 years. I worked my way up to a senior manager with them, and I was a casual business functional alcoholic. I was always very good at my job in a lot of ways. In some ways I wasn't, but I drank at night and worked during the day. And then somewhere along the line, a switch got flipped, and I started drinking during the day and during at night. Like I would wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and have a half a pint of vodka and go back to sleep, and then get up at 9 o'clock and go to work and stop at the liquor store and buy another pint of vodka and drink it there, and then drink one at lunch. And so anyway, long story short, I ended up passing out in my office, and none of my employees could wake me up. My first wife had to come get me out of the floor and make me get up, and my career was officially over. They allowed me to resign. They didn't do anything other than that. They kept the only thing that survived my alcohol period was my resume, because I was lucky that people were merciful with me. But I knew I had a problem then. I just didn't want to deal with it. And my life was so quote unquote miserable that I didn't see any other way to live other than to stay numb to all of it. But I got one DUI in, oh gosh, I want to say it was 2008 in Statesboro, Georgia, which is a place you don't want to get a DUI. And then I got a second one about 8 months later, and that was my turn, where I was sitting in jail, and I think I told you about this. They had me in the Fulton County Pretrial Detention Center, and you've probably seen a TV show about that recently. What a zoo it is. It's not exaggerating. I was in there for 17 days. Everyone had written me off. No one was coming to help me. And I had a pair of running shoes with no socks and a hospital gown. And I was in there with 400 other males. So you can either cover one side of your body or the other with a hospital gown. You have to pick which.
That's a dilemma.
Yes. So about day 5, I was sitting on the top of the bed, looking out about a 6-inch by 12-inch hole in the concrete they call a window in the pretrial detention center, which, by the way, is open air, and it's March. It's cold. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just bawling like a baby. I just can't stop crying. And I looked out that window, and I said, I can't do this anymore. And when I said that, I asked God for some help, and he gave it to me. And has ever since.
Was it?
I said I wasn't going to act like that. So long story short, since that moment, I've never slept under a bridge. I've never missed a meal. I've never not had clothes on my back, not one time since that started. So, and that was almost 16 years ago. February the 28th, 2011 was my last drink at 9:45 in the morning. And the only reason I know that is because that's when I got arrested. So I know they didn't let me drink after that point. But I got arrested driving down Roswell Road in Atlanta at 9 o'clock on a Monday morning, going the wrong way, weaving in and out of traffic. And I remember none of this. I don't remember anything from the whole weekend. But I know that based on the wreckage of my car, I was drinking mouthwash, rubbing alcohol, and rum all at the same time. So that was the bottom for me.
So what factors would you use the word miserable? Tell me about that misery.
You mean as far as the time when I was in that life?
That time that you were in the life. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. I am Amy Beth. She's Allison, and he's JP. And yes, if you see that we're wearing these hats, it's our Tuesday segment. That probably is the segment that y'all want to talk about the most. And Allison got us the hats.
You want to hit the button?
Oh, yeah. Allegedly.
It's our Tuesday segment. You'll have to tune in if you're new here. And we're so thankful you are. We do that on Tuesday. Spill the Tea Tuesday. We use it as an excuse to talk about gossip or stories that we would otherwise not cover. Oh, who are we kidding? We would have covered it. But it's just fun because we do it in an accent. Tomorrow it may be a California accent. You don't know. But tune in for our allegedly segment tomorrow. Perhaps we'll give a few hats away. Who knows? There's still so much time left in the week. But what we're going to do now is, number one, Yammer, a quick look around, mainly state issues. Then we'll do the montage, work our way through the montage. And then at 11:30, we are thrilled to have Alex Duncan join us, not Alexander Graham Bell. Alex Duncan. He's been dead for a while. Alex Duncan is coming on the show with us, and we're excited to talk to him. I don't know about you, but I am very concerned about flock cameras. And I'm also concerned that people are like, oh, it's no big deal. When somebody tells us it's not a big deal, you can be assured that it is.
Would you like me to drop the bomb now or later?
Go ahead and drop the bomb now. Just let it linger. Go ahead.
One outside of our studio. There's literally a flock camera right across the street. Found it yesterday.
And what's it connected to? Our police department?
The police department. And then it's connected to every other flock camera across the country. And it scans and monitors every single car leaving the neighborhood all day, every day.
I don't know where to go from here with that.
Here we are, Shelby County, the reddest of the red. And we're being monitored like we're freaking in China.
But the Patriot Act, it's so good. And we're going to keep adding to it. We love it. We want to be surveilled. Because, there's foreigners in our neighborhood. And they could be doing bad things. So we got to protect ourselves, guys.
So I can't remember what city it was in, but a police detective used flock cameras to track her ex-boyfriend and basically stalk him.
That's normal.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
All right. Thanks.
There's one right across the street.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. On that cheery news and that cheery note, friends, it's time for
Yammer.
Sinclair, what you got?
Y'all, we're in everything school.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, okay, Jackson Coyven, I think that's how you say his name. Auburn Tigers. Let's go. Michael Bronner has a story over at Yellowhammer. He won at the 3M Open. TPC Twin Cities in Minnesota beat Scotty Scheffler yesterday. Woo-hoo! And this is just his third start on the PGA Tour. I mean, I remember him a few years ago in the college championship when they won and hearing his name. But man, he is just taking off. Awesome. War Eagle. Oh, shoot. We should do the other story. Can I do two?
What?
Quick.
What
the Yay, Alabama.
I was going to do that.
Oh, okay, good.
Go, JP, go.
Do it.
No.
No, do it right now. It's pulled up. I was going to give equal time to Auburn and Alabama.
Yeah, well, this guy is not directly related to the university, but
don't make excuses for him.
This is the Yay Alabama content director, Aaron Suttles, who was arrested in a Shelby County prostitution sting. It says that he was one of 15 people arrested as part of the operation. He is accused of having paid $100 in exchange for a sexual encounter and has been suspended from his role with Yay Alabama as a result. Yeah. You know what's really freaky about it, though? When I had my sports show 2 years ago, I reached out to him to come on my sports show.
Oh, my word.
He didn't. He didn't respond, but I did.
There's the Alabama part of that, but also that was happening in our county, right down the street in Hoover, Shelby County.
Where did it say where they set the sting up?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Let me see. It just says,
it was all online.
The Shelby County DEA. That's all I'm seeing.
You know how sometimes they'll set it up to meet at one particular location?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I just wondered.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know if they actually, or if it was just an online solicitation, but not cool. Our backyard.
No, not cool at all. But hey, we've got porn in our pocket. So, if you have unrestrained No, not discipline, but there it is. It's right in your pocket if you want it at any time.
JP,
What did we think was going to happen?
isn't that what they call? I always heard that the kids call Instagram pocket porn.
I've never heard that.
Have you heard that?
Yes, I've heard it.
I
Yeah.
haven't.
Yeah. Well, it's because we have.
Yeah, but he should be one too.
He should know that. We're shitting on you, JP. Should.
What
Is that like Spoda?
It's
Shoulda?
soda. We're shooting on you. Our high school geometry teacher would say, "Quit shooting on yourselves."
What?
At a Christian
school?
That was a Christian approved fun, guys.
Oh my gosh, abs.
SHOULD
That's funny.
ING. Relax, Karen.
We're shitting on you.
Hold on. Allegedly.
Okay.
Now it's Tabs' story.
Okay.
All right. So here's a story that it's linked, but it's on our friend Dell Jackson's 7 Things. And it's that state health officer, Scott Harris, blamed
Missed it.
vaccine skepticism for the rise in measles cases nationwide, noting 2026 numbers have already surpassed all of 2025. But Alabama has reported this many in-state cases. Zero. Okay. So Dale had linked a story from Daniel Taylor, and they just wanted to continue to Todd Stacy ask a question to whoever they're interviewing, to our biscuit friend Scott Harris. I've got to assume that this is directly linked to folks not getting their kids vaccinated, right? Because of this vaccine skepticism, Todd Stacy proffered. Scott Harris replied, "That's the reason. The measles vaccine works really, really well." So, do you guys know how many vaccine cases, how many confirmed vaccine measles cases there are in the world right now in the U.S.? I just had to look it up.
The world or the U.S.?
U.S. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. How many measles cases confirmed are in the U.S. in 2020 as of 2026, July 23rd?
26.
Well, okay. There's more than that. There's 2,318.
Oh.
2,318. But it's so interesting. 20% are under 5, 49% are 5 to 19, and then 31% are 20 or older. So we've got the measles vaccine. I wonder where maybe a larger percentage of those cases are coming from. Did they come from across the border? I wonder. Anyway.
Oh, abs.
I'm just asking. South Carolina and Utah have the highest recorded numbers, but it'd be very interesting if you tracked it from, let's say, the 2018s and then speed up and look at the 2020s when immigration was going haywire. Because I happen to know that some of the cases that were in Texas were from the immigrant population. I'm just asking because we've been vaccinated against this for a really long time. And now they want to say, "Oh, it's because you ain't vaccinated. That's why you're getting it." I really would wish that we could just drill down into numbers and actually tell the truth about it instead of just putting this out here. Also, there are 0 cases in Alabama.
So import the third world and import the third world.
It's that simple.
It's hard. That cause and effect, it's so white supremacist. That's what the Smithsonian tells me, that if you use rational, logical thinking and cause and effect, that you're a racist bigot.
Obviously. I mean, that's exactly the answer, Allison Sinclair.
We should throw all logic out the window.
Just get rid of it. Let's go up in the hell.
Let's just... Okay. I need to stop with that. But yeah, that's Scott Harris being Scott Harris.
We're just putting it out there. But if they would just dig into the rest of the story, because last year they were freaking out about measles, or 2 years ago they were freaking out about measles, and that was when it came from border town.
How's he still even in that position?
I don't know. And how about, guys, instead of, because there is a story about Fauci, and that's why I'm cranked up about this today. How come they can't ever just say, we screwed up and we told you to get something that didn't work and that we ignored adverse effects from vaccines, and now we're going to go blame you for not getting vaccinated for something we did? That's precious.
That again is the racist white supremacist view, the rational one that says, and if I were their public relations director, I would say, look, just go out. You can use the fact that we are in a really uncomfortable, new, uncharted territories. We have never dealt with this in modern day era, really. And we were just trying to protect the people and we were making decisions with the best information we had at the time. And we're really sorry. There were some people, because you look and you see some people were totally unaffected by the COVID vaccine.
That's right. A large percentage of people were unaffected.
And maybe it did help them. I doubt it. I don't think so. But you do have to acknowledge that some people were fine. Just like some people that got COVID were really, really sick and some people weren't. But I think humility and honesty and vulnerability goes a lot longer with the public trust and your PR campaign than doubling down on we're watching people die suddenly and then acting like it's not happening. But that tells me there's something more sinister going on.
Amen.
There's for some reason they won't ever. It's like this gender transition that Tim Walz and his tranny dolls that he's putting in schools, they'll never back down from that. But there's a reason they won't.
No.
Oh, wait, that's in the montage, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I guess we can. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. But the more sinister part, Allison, is 100% spot on. And if we have a chance, and I believe that we will, we need to look at what Anthony Fauci and the notes that he kept during all of this. I went and read some of it. I'm sure you did too. He knew the whole time, like, just in case nobody's told you yet. He knew the whole time. And he lied.
I didn't read any of the actual notes. All I read was that he was telling people to delete the emails.
Yeah. So we'll get to that.
Yeah, you knew.
Just in a friendly reminder, you do not hate your government enough. All right. So guess what time it is?
Montage.
Yes, sir.
Time for news.
Montage.
So we're going to put up on the screen a few of the things that are part of your platform. And I want to ask you, just give me sort of a true or false on these. Abolish the Senate.
True.
Okay. Replace the presidency and Supreme Court as we now know them.
Yep.
Abolish ICE.
Absolutely.
Stu back on Capitol Hill under subpoena as new excerpts from his personal diary during the COVID-19 pandemic have been released. House Republicans are expected to focus the testimony on Fauci's rise to fame amid COVID-19 and the diary entries that chronicled his day-to-day role during the pandemic.
The new transgender dolls that will reportedly debut this fall in Minnesota classrooms to kids as young as 4. They even include removable genitals. My Gender Dolls was launched by 2 professors at the University of Minnesota Medical School.
What we saw in the release of the records, which I'm afraid, I think in the media or legacy media, there was kind of a willful blindness. They didn't want to look at the records. All you had to do was spend a couple of hours. I found these records, which are talking about blackmail by China. It was for President Biden's daily brief. I can conclude, I think, that it was probably about targeting his family.
The Biden White House memo from the administration's final days revealed plans that could have expanded temporary protected status to more than 3 million non-citizens. In the memo, the Biden administration acknowledged that previous court challenges blocked President Trump's effort to end those protections.
Okay. Well, maybe we can check a few more things off the conspiracy theorists were right list. Let's just start with DSA because the Fauci conversation, along with the trans dolls and the Chinese blackmailing the Biden family and that information requires more time. Do you both think that this DSA member is just acting, A, and B, do you think she's serious or do you think she's actually serious? Because remember, AOC, they auditioned 10,000 people to get AOC. And I think they did the same with Graham Plattner. What about this girl? Is she for real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%.
That was the DSA co-chair, by the way.
Yeah, no, they're all for real. They genuinely believe what they're saying. They think that they are in the right. They think they are forwarding and leading the charge for a better America, a new vision for America, a fundamentally transformed America, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Even, I mean, you look at Burning City. I mean, it started with BLM. Well, the overt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care who sees anymore with how they attack ICE, with BLM, the Summer of Love. Now the stabbings up in New York. Did you see the two Jewish New York City? What do you call them? People that live New Yorkers.
New Yorkians.
New York. Yeah, that sounded weird. But the two, I mean, stabbed in the middle of broad daylight. Very nice city, part of the city, dead by an immigrant yelling, apparently, Allah Akbar. But they are committed to violence and taking down whoever is against them, and they will do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
JP, what do you think?
Yes, 100% she's correct. I put out a column that came out today about the Democrats' communism problem. And I've just been getting absolutely reamed by liberals all morning about not knowing the difference between socialism and communism, and that they're not promoting communism. They're just talking about socialism. Well, first, I mean, socialism is a fake thing. It's always just an entry point into communism. But I mean, if you go into the DSA's platform, I mean, it talks about seizing key industries within capitalism, aka communism. Seizing the means of production is communism. And on top of the fact, abolish ICE, yes, like you said, abolish the Senate, yes, abolish the presidency, yes, defund the Pentagon, yes, abolish prisons, yes, abolish borders and give amnesty to anyone in the U.S. illegally, yes. Those are all, I mean, that's the co-chair of the DSA. That is 100% their platform, and they're not hiding it. But every time we talk about this is the thing I go back to, is that imagine if Republicans were that shameless about our side. Because we're not promoting communism. We're not promoting fascism. We're just promoting capitalism, free markets, and everything that has made America great, strong borders. And yet we're scared to offend anybody. Whereas the DSA is blatantly saying we're going to seize key industries and the means of production, essentially, of capitalism. And then when we call it communism, it's no, it's just socialism. It's, why don't we have that same fervor to defeat them?
There's not enough time, but my pastor this weekend, one of the things he pulled from his sermon was that we don't have actually a theology of war. We don't know when to fight. And that's part of the reason, whether it's a physical fight or whether it's verbally coming at bad ideas, we have no idea when it's our time to stand up. And so we're getting pummeled right now by these people who have no shame. There is no neutral ground, and they are taking it up. And we're like, well, it's despicable.
We'll be back with more on the montage, the Muslim Minute, and Alexander Graham Bell back from the dead.
No, actually.
We'll be back.
You were miserable.
I was miserable. I knew what I was doing was wrong. I knew that it was a no-win situation. I knew from my family history that I wasn't going to live long doing it, but I just didn't care because I tell people it's a dangerous place to be when you are drinking and doing drugs because you want to die, but you're also doing the drugs and drinking because you don't want to die. You get so far gone that you're nearly dead, and then you stop because you're afraid to die, even though that was your intention to start with. So it was almost like I was trying to just kill myself with alcohol, because everything about my life wasn't bad, but when you're in that place, everything seems so dark and lonely. I call it hell, because to me, hell is the absence of God. If you cannot feel God's presence or communicate with him, it's hell. And I lived there for a long time where nothing was bright, nothing was happy, nothing was positive. There was no light at the end of the tunnel. It was just drink, exist, go to sleep. Drink, make money, have power, have status, have all the stuff everybody thought was important, but I was still just rotten inside, completely rotten, to be honest. And it was just a really sad, lonely place to be. But I put myself there. It wasn't anybody's fault. It wasn't like I was a castaway from society. I chose to remove myself from all of that and decided that that was going to be my path, because my father had 5 brothers. 4 of them all died from alcohol. My grandparents on both sides, and it was all before they were 40 years old. My grandparents on both sides, well, my grandfathers were both raging alcoholics, and they died before they were 40. One of them's buried in an unmarked grave in New Orleans, Louisiana. My grandfather never saw him. And if you look at my family history, it just goes back as far as you can find. People just didn't live long because they drank themselves to death. And in the last 5 years, growing up, I had 9 nephews and nieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 of them are dead. And they all died before 46, and they all died from drugs and alcohol, every one of them. So I get to see it on a regular basis. So I know where that road ends now, and I know where it was headed. I knew where I was going, knew what I was doing, but I just didn't care. Something happened in that jail cell where I kind of got a second chance.
If you could go back, I'm thinking of the people that are there. They're not in the jail cell yet, but they're on the floor at FedEx. What do you tell them to do? They know.
Yeah, I mean, if you know you've got a problem, and you know that it's not going to lead anywhere positive, there are people in this world that can drink 2 glasses of wine and be perfectly fine. I am not one of those people. If you put alcohol in front of me, I'm going to drink it all, and then I'm going to go buy more. That's what I do. I drink and die. That's what people like me do. But if you know you have a problem and you're afraid of what's going to happen if you give it up, I say just give it up. And if you don't think you have a problem and you find yourself a regular drinker, give it up for 30 days. And if you can, you probably don't have a problem. Me, I couldn't do that. When I was put in front of me, it was like my godmother always used to say, it's not how much you drink, it's how fast you drink it. I would put down 6 beers to their 1, and they were fast drinkers. I mean, it would be nothing for me to be on a 15-minute drive and drink an 18-pack of beer. And I'm not exaggerating, not exaggerating. That was when I was working and 30 years old. Nobody had a clue that, well, I mean, you had to be able to smell it. I mean, somebody had to be able to smell it coming out of me, but nobody said anything because I was really good at making money, really, to be honest with you. I could make a lot of money for a lot of people, and it kind of got washed under the rug until that day was over, and then I couldn't make money anymore. Next thing you know, I'm looking around at people going, y'all don't know my background. You don't know what I'm capable of. I can work my way out of this. You can't work your way out of that. You have to take a step back. But I would say, never ever, because you have a problem with a substance or alcohol or a drug, it does not sentence you to a life of mediocrity.
It's good.
That's what I would say. There's always hope. And for all the, I run into people when I tell my story, and it's my son, my uncle, my husband, my father, my nephew, my God, whatever it is, there's always somebody. It's an epidemic of biblical proportions, addiction is. Whether it's addiction to the internet, to your cell phone, to drugs, to alcohol, to porn, to whatever it is, everybody's got some vice. But my best advice to people would be just you got to be able to hold on to that hope. Just give it some time and see what your life turns into without it.
So what do you say, not just to the people who are on the floor of their FedEx office, what do you say to the people who are living with addicts? And is that a fair word?
It is absolutely a fair word. I would say it would be a great question to ask my first wife, but I haven't talked to her in 20 years. So I wouldn't say she would probably know how to answer that. But I will say that a lot of times in the recovery community, they work a lot with the spouses and the loved ones in things like Al-Anon and things like that, and they teach them how to cope with that person's alcoholism. And to a point, I agree that that is probably an easy way to ease into somebody into sobriety, but sometimes it just takes a major act of defiance or a slap in the face to make you wake up. Not telling anybody to do that, but what I am saying is that there's a fine line between condoning something and tolerating something. So if you're condoning it, that's one thing. But if you're only tolerating it and it's making you miserable, then unfortunately, statistically speaking, not many people that get to that point come out of it. They don't stop. Or if they do stop, they
Hello, and welcome back to The Right Side. I am Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. So before we get to the rest of the stories in the montage, or actually the Muslim Minute, I know I said it wrong. And
It's okay. It's
Alexander.
more offensive to them if you say it wrong
Oh, okay.
because it means a bad word.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Anywho, we have your texts. JP.
If y'all want to text into the show, you can either comment on the social media platform or the live stream you're watching on, or you can text into 833-687-4448. Chris from Starrett said, where can I get one of them hats? Talking about the allegedly hats.
Right here on our table.
I know a girl.
I mean, seriously, we need to do. I think Chris has probably earned one,
Absolutely.
especially because we go back to K-Town. But I'm sorry, y'all. I'm eating my almond snack. I think we need to do some sort of fun giveaway with the hats.
That'll
Okay.
be fun.
All right.
What would it be? What could we? Everybody think about that. Send it in. What could be the fun game? What do you have to do?
You have to be the first to guess the word of
I
the
was just
day.
about to say that too. Word of the day.
No, these hats are way more valuable than that. It's got to be like you invent a new word and send it into Webster's and it gets accepted.
Allison.
Yes.
No.
Or
Allison.
you got to send us your best word of the day dance.
Something.
I
Yeah.
gotta come up with something. Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure Chris should probably get a hat.
Yeah. I told you to take one.
No, I mean Chris from Starrett.
Not her,
Oh, yeah.
My husband
Chris, what color
cannot
you
wear
want?
regular hats. But Chris
Yeah.
from Starrett, you get one.
Chris. Bully Bell, she said that the falling action of the tree would be there, but maybe the actual sound would not be. That's not how that
Thank
works.
you, Bully Bell. Please, somebody. Oh, Brad from Crime Stone's probably so smart. He knows the physics.
That's not how that works.
Bully Bell, that's what I think. That's what I think.
If the physics are still there for the tree to be able to fall down, then the physics are still there for it to make a sound.
If a wife yelled at her husband and he wasn't there to hear it, did she yell at all?
I don't know, because if there weren't ears there to hear the vibrations, I don't know.
You don't know, but it did happen.
But you don't know because you hear it in your own head and your own ears can hear it, but you don't know if y'all work with me and Bully Bell are on the same.
So
page.
if I walked downstairs and I like threw this cup of coffee across the room and it shattered the cup and coffee went everywhere, but you weren't down there to see it, did it actually make a sound? Did coffee actually go everywhere?
Well, yeah, I mean, all the things happen but
Because I was there to see it.
no, because your ears were there to hear it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you still have ear holes that take in vibrations.
Oh,
But
my
if you
word.
remove the ear holes and they don't vibrate,
Love you,
then-
Allison.
I'm serious. I think there's something to it.
Did Allison come up with that riddle on her own?
Yeah,
Is that
she did.
hers?
It's hers.
We got 2 comments from someone on the YouTube that says they're all monsters. Minnesota has turned evil.
Oh,
True.
Yeah.
100%.
And then one more, Ian from Hartsville says, unhinged Amy Beth and Allison is the best.
Oh, thanks, Ian.
challenge accepted.
They're always unhinged. I guess
say less.
Abs is just a hair more Abs is just more unhinged the last 2 weeks.
And then she just then when she ratchets it up, it gives me permission, and then it's just a
Yeah,
mess.
that's just out of control.
We all know the moment it started. And here we are.
Was that retard or ting and tang?
Yeah, I think it was that day.
A ting and tang was the first.
That was the first day.
one of my favorite.
You guys,
Okay.
we're driving home from the lake Saturday night. Okay. And family reunion. Good to see everybody.
Aw.
Rained all day. We played cornhole. There's 35 of us at least there. We played cornhole inside. We have a family cornhole tournament that starts at 9 a.m. every Saturday that there's a family reunion. All right. It was a blast. Turned into a tennis court. But we're coming home. I have to stop at Dale's outside of Coleman to get gas. And I hear my voice coming out of my husband's car. And he is listening to us, laughing at us from Thursday's show. He's like, I was just getting caught up. And he just is our super fan number one. And he enjoyed Thursday. Whatever we talked about, he enjoyed it. I'm just passing it along. But it was very funny because I'm already getting gas and he's rounding the corner to just sit by me while I'm getting gas because 2 cars. And I'm like, he's like, oh, I'm just catching up from your show.
So here's my question for all the people out there and for Chris Shaver and Chris from Stare It. Are we as funny as we think we are?
Do we think we're funny or are we just awkward?
I mean, it doesn't really matter because
this is what you get.
We're at the point in life where we're going to do the show because it's fun and it's what we want to do. And we'd love for you to join us, but like, we're probably not changing, but I'm just curious because I think we're really, really funny, but I don't know if we are.
Y'all can let us know what you think. I mean,
See,
because people
it's
gave us
funny.
their opinion at the wedding on Friday. They gave us their opinion. And so what do you think? We're really asking.
And if you say no, you're wrong. We are funny. It's like, am I actually funny? No, I don't think so. I'm funny.
You are funny.
I'm funny.
And you're going to
You're
laugh.
so funny. Okay. You're absolutely hilarious. Okay. All right. Next up, JP, what do we have?
Is it time for the Muslim minute?
No, it's
What?
the Muslim.
No. Muslim is the slur.
I know, but Charlie says Muslim.
The Muslim minute, aka the Muslim, whatever.
Hit the button.
Let's
Is
go.
it time now?
It's
Yeah.
time.
Okay, it is time for the
Muslim.
minute with
Thank you.
Charlie.
Thank you.
You're not taking over. No.
Why are we jealous you're taking over?
Why are you taking over? How are you taking over?
We've got it, mate. We've got it. Look
Is
us.
that what you
Loving
think?
it here.
You
might
haven't got faith. Like you've got people scared. You don't have us scared.
No.
No. You think you can take over town
Take
and tell
over.
us that it's your country?
taking over.
You've taken over. Not for long. See this crop. This will prevail.
Finally, somebody with some guts.
What was that? I missed the whole thing.
That was a guy. He was a Muslim in the UK, and he was telling Christians that they're jealous that we're taking over, and that there's another part of the clip where he said that you're not gonna be able to wave your crosses around forever. We're taking over. Excuse me.
Imagine that you are part of an air quote religious cult and they don't believe that they have any borders or boundaries, that they belong everywhere, that they decide to take that should be theirs, but there is no borders for them. Imagine that that's what we're dealing with because we are. So when they say that, they mean it. But that's what I couldn't help but think about for the entire weekend after our Thursday's Muslim Minute, was that their belief is that there are no borders for Islam, there are no boundaries, and they should take wherever they end up. That should be theirs as well. And they will not be satisfied until Sharia is enacted everywhere. So he's serious, but I was also impressed with her moxie for standing up, which is more than I've seen most people do.
So did she have a cross in her hand? Okay. All right. So she had a cross and he goes up to her and says, you won't be able to wave the cross. It reminds me of the church in Pelham, 15 minutes from us in Ruby Red, Shelby County, the reddest, most conservative county in the state of Alabama. And I think it was a Baptist church was being sold in Pelham. And they the Muslims that, what do you call them? Yeah. Muslims. The Islamicists, but is that even a thing? No, they're all the same.
The Mohammedans.
Whatever they are. They
I prefer
came and
that.
bought it to turn it into a mosque. And y'all, the line out of the county commissioner for Shelby County as to why it was okay and was that the Muslims were so nice. They took the cross down and they put it somewhere and they handed it over and they put it somewhere else and very, very nicely.
Which is, I bet, what they did in Constantinople in the Hagia Sophia when they left those reliefs behind. You know, that was so sweet of them.
They let us back in.
I mean, that I had to cover up, but they let us back in. That was so sweet of them.
We owe them so much.
Oh, gosh. Let's be subservient. And then, and then when people complain, let's tell them, and you can't talk about anything other than traffic patterns and noise pollution. Let's pretend that none of the other things are a thing so that they can have their little complex purchased from a church. And y'all just go on your way about it.
That's how duped we are. We have a Shelby County commissioner that is saying, it's all going to be okay. The Muslims are moving in, but it's okay. They were so nice. And they let us take the cross and put it away under a rock. It's how we lose our country. And it's happening. And our elected officials are asking, is that really a problem?
Perhaps one should do their homework. Perhaps somebody should listen to Raymond Ibrahim. Just go look up any of his stuff. I dare you.
This is why I can't wait to talk to. I'm going to call him Alexander Graham Bell.
You should. He seems like one of us.
I cannot wait to talk to Alex Duncan in just a few minutes because he is living in Texas. It's funny. He fled California because it was getting so libtard progressive, moved to Texas, and is now dealing with stupid Epic City and all the crap that's going on there. He is, I would say Texas is a few steps ahead of us. Mm-hmm. And I think he can give us some insight as to how you handle this. I'm hoping we can talk about some of the legal avenues that we can use to stop this. But it's here, people. It's here.
What I would love from y'all, please, is to text in and let's create a document. This is from all of us because this is going to take all of us. To text in your ideas constitutionally, through the law, whatever else you can think of, to create a document that we say, this is what we want to happen. 1, 2, 3. It could be a list of 10 things. But since we had James Lindsay on, and you'll get to hear his podcast, there are several things we can do. All hope is not lost. It's just we've got to go take back ground. But we've got to think through legitimate reasons. The Constitution is our first and greatest resource. But beyond that, there are other things we can do so that we're not a community that's apathetic. We're a community that is active. And so you're an ambassador, we're ambassadors. This is what we're going to use to tell people, well, actually, Mr. Commissioner, Mrs. Commissioner, we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which one of these sounds like the easiest for you to start with? So we can't leave anything off when we're talking to them. We have to then have a call to action. What are you, Mr. City Leader? What are you going to do? And then just promise that you'll be back in their office every day if you have to until they get something done. That is how we get this handled. But it's not by being terrified. We do this to educate ourselves because we want everybody to know this isn't going away. We have thousands of years of history to prove otherwise. And so I also cannot wait to talk to Alex Graham Bell. I mean, Mr. Graham Bell must be so old, but I can't wait.
Well, perhaps after we ask him about all of that, we can, or maybe we should ask him first. First question: how did you invent the telephone?
Yeah, like what was your inspiration?
Yeah,
or what are your longevity tips?
Is it collagen
No.
only?
Yeah, with your knowledge, you created the telephone. How did we get to flock cameras? Just go from step one to
Hey.
here.
We're gonna talk to him about flock cameras too.
Gosh.
But as we're sitting here talking, I'm like, you know what? The tranny dolls that they invented at the medical school of Minnesota is disgusting, and we need to talk about it. But it doesn't matter if we're all in camp. It doesn't matter if we're all under Sharia law. Well, actually, I guess all the LGBTQ, they'll probably all be dead.
They're first. I'm sorry. If you read their books, their trilogy of books, you'll know that what we're saying is true. You're first.
Yeah, the people that are about to use the transgender dolls in their classrooms in Minnesota are the ones that are also advocating for the Muslims to just have free. They're just here. They just want to be friends.
Do you understand? I know you do. Can you imagine that the people who are training our next group of physicians, these are two people, I couldn't tell if they were men or women, from, I think it was University of Minnesota Medical School, who created these dolls. They are professors of medicine. They are the people who know biology the best. And they also understand it can't be changed. And yet that is who's educating our doctors. I would like to recommend to you that maybe you check with where your doctor went to medical school in a couple of years and make sure it wasn't in a class with those two yahoos. I just friendly, thought.
It is terrifying.
It is terrifying. But you're right. The LGBTQs don't know that they're first on the list. That's a low-hanging fruit to those people in Islam.
Well, actually, I didn't include it in the montage, but where was it in Europe that there was a pride parade?
Yes.
And a Muslim ran through it with his car, killed one person, injured like 19 or 20 others.
Was it Germany?
It was in Germany.
Yeah. So that, and we land back at the same spot every time of, it's always the Christians, the Christian nationalists, but the Islamo-communists, they get a pass because, it's democratic socialism. And, I can have free rent or no rent, and I can have government-run grocery stores, and the Islamo-communism is okay. But that separation of church and state is not okay, even though, like we saw in Germany, they literally want to kill LGBTQ and pride and gay people. Whereas, Christians, I don't agree with their lifestyle, but I'm not asking for you to be beheaded. But they get a pass. But I think I mentioned it last week. It's just more evidence to me that ours is the true God because it's the one that gets a visceral reaction from them. But it is so hypocritical.
Did you see the lesbian they had like a rally or a vigil or something after that event? And this one lady standing up there, I guess she identifies as a lesbian. I don't know. She actually said she wished it had been a white Christian that killed those people. Did they die?
One person was dead as of
Okay.
this morning. I think it said 19 were injured.
Okay. So she wished it had been a white Christian that had run over them instead of a Muslim. Not that, hey, there was no hate in the world and we didn't want to be killed. Just protect the Muslim. Protect the Muslim while they run over us. What?
Yeah, it was a Berlin pride parade. He was shot dead by police. It says reporting that Abdul B was shot a day after he drove his vehicle into crowds. This is from Mario Nafal. Yesterday, he tweeted out, he said, 1 person is dead, 16 others are injured, with many suffering stab wounds. So, yeah.
And didn't they say at first that it was a car that plowed into a crowd?
Yeah.
It wasn't a car?
It
No,
was, but they didn't list the nationality.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
then that's how you know.
White Christian nationalist rams through parade, or
It would have been in all caps. They may have even put like a music bed underneath it to heighten the alarm that it was a white Christian nationalist. And no, I noticed it on Not the Bee. Seth Dillon put out, well, did someone find the car? Because they only said a car plowed into a crowd of people.
It's a Waymo.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It was
maybe
a Waymo. It's way more dangerous.
No, that was a racist, homophobic Waymo.
It was.
Yeah, oh man, I had a really good thought.
It's gone. That happens to me all
The
the
way
time.
more dangerous got me laughing. I forgot. It'll come back to me.
Can we talk about real quickly this? Well, we've got a few minutes. The shadow government, the Biden. So he was being blackmailed by China, which we all knew. Where's our whiteboard? We done been knowing this.
Yeah.
We need another check mark on the conspiracy theorists or winners.
I mean, because that was insane. We were insane.
So the CCP was blackmailing Biden to keep the borders open, or just all the things, and the China virus and everything.
Yeah, I mean, and she mentioned that it had to do with Biden's family, so I imagine Hunter Biden and his laptop involved in that as well.
Like, we're going to release it all if you don't.
Imagine not liking your countrymen enough to not tell them the truth. I mean, what else are we supposed to take away from that?
Well, I think maybe it's treasonous or something, because, I mean, you take an oath to defend the United States and the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and you didn't do it. You saved your crackhead son instead, which I get it. As a parent, that's hard and whatever. Well, don't run for president if you know you can be blackmailed. And I guess they probably all can. There's probably something there, but you have to be able to stand up and say, you know what? I love America enough to go, I don't care, do it. But it seems like, and I'm watching Donald Trump and I'm a little nervous about that one too. I mean, there's some decisions being made in this administration that I'm like, maybe not. Maybe it's just the populist in Donald Trump that comes out that kind of throws you off, where I say, you know, for a long time, the conservative movement and the populist movement were maybe going down the same stream, and now they're diverging a bit. But it does make you wonder. You're watching this war and some things going on, and that I hate it, but that's always my first thought is, all right, we're all compromised.
Yeah.
Everybody's compromised.
Well, then you can connect that into the memo from the Biden administration about what they were going to do in their last days to just completely ruin the Trump administration and then give temporary protection status to up to 3 million illegal aliens. That, well, first of all, that just completely proves that the Great Replacement is real.
Yes, amen.
It'd be one thing. We just want to let everybody in, and you know, it's different from being accepting and being empathetic to I'm going out of my way to keep them here, and to like there's a deeper agenda there. Whether it's, I don't know, to have a bigger pool for Social Security, or whether it's a Great Replacement, or whether it's whatever, that just shows that it was intentional. It wasn't just, we're just accepting it. Like, no, we're going to go out of our way to screw the nation and screw Trump forever because of the legal battles. He'll be so hindered. He won't be able to do anything. You couple that with, you know, him being blackmailed by the CCP allegedly, that it's just a nightmare for everyone. But that you talk about treasonous, that's treasonous.
And how long have we known about this? How long has the media hidden this information? How long do they need to keep this covered up? And then link it to the SAVE Act not being able to be passed by this or that, this reason this week, that reason next week. I know they're on vacation, guys, until September. But I mean, it all goes together.
What were our choices for public execution? Bringing it back?
Oh, okay. Hanging, firing squad.
Yours was dueling.
Dueling.
I think it was jousting.
Being quartered by a horse.
No, mine was sitting on a horse and having the rope around your neck and then the horse running off.
Yeah, like Yellowstone.
I'm for the
Yellowstone.
firing squad.
I think mine was guillotine.
Yeah.
So far, I got Biden and Fauci lined up.
After a fair trial, of course.
Of course.
Yes. By his
no
peers.
one is above the law.
What are you guys' methods if we actually held people accountable for their actions? Just asking. If we were in charge, what would you do?
Scary question. All right, we're going to take a break. We will be back with Alex Duncan from the great state of Texas after this.
Very long. So that's a very tough battle to to pull as the person involved with the person as well as the person who is in the addiction. I'll give you a statistic that I used to tell at meetings in my story. And it's true. Of every 100 people who walk into an AA meeting and say, I have a drinking problem, 3% of those people are going to make it to 90 days sober. 3 out of 100. That means 97 aren't. Of that 3% that make it to 90 days, 3% of those people will make it to a year. Of that 3% of 3%, 3% of those people will make it to 2 years. And the number goes down, down, down. Statistically speaking, once the first time in your sober life that you have a greater than 50-50 chance of staying sober is at 5 years. And not many people make it that long. Up until that point, you're at 49.9, 49.91, 49. You've got almost 50, but that's when you break 50.1% chance, statistically speaking, of staying sober for the rest of your life.
So I guess the opposite side of the same coin of that question is what, and then I know we want to move on to kind of, you've done so much since then, but what did anything but God, which you talk about, if you're on this side, if you're the spouse or the child or the family member, was there anything that ever got to you, that actually got through to your heart or your head that they did? What is it that they can do, shouldn't do? What's the worst thing you can do?
You know, long before I quit drinking, I can remember my mother having conversations with me when they were still alive, which is many, 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 many years ago. And I would come over to dinner 2 or 3 times a week and eat dinner with them, or we'd have a steak, or they'd cook it out. And one time she said, don't come drunk. And I was always drunk. I never knew she even knew that I was drinking. She said, your dad can smell it on you and it kills him. And so I didn't go. And I still remember that.
So is it come drunk, we love you anyway?
Again,
do you know what I'm getting at?
I get what you're saying.
It's a really good question.
It's a hard, it just so depends on the situation and the person. You know, and I was never a belligerent, angry, violent drunk. When I was wasted is when I seemed normal to everybody else. When I wasn't intoxicated, I was a dull person. Let's just put it that way. I had a therapist tell me at one point that I had become what was called, I believe they said, anhedonic, which is, anhedonia is when you have to have an external substance to feel emotion. So I didn't feel happy, sad, angry, overjoyed, depressed, anxious without alcohol. Without it, I was just a shell, basically. But when I drank, I felt normal. I had drank for a long time to get to that point. So if they're belligerent drunks, then yeah, stay away. If they're abusive, no tolerance for that whatsoever. And most people, a lot of times that happens. Fist fights, throwing things, you know, that kind of stuff. I never was that guy. Not on purpose. But it's hard to say. You know, it really just depends on the situation. And it depends on how long it's going, depends on what kind of relationship you have. If they are drinking at you, they sure don't want to hear it from you if they think you're the problem. No. Like if an alcoholic thinks that they're like me, my first marriage, it was my wife's fault. She didn't work. She didn't do this. She didn't do that. She did everything that I asked her to do, but she didn't do extra things. So it was always going to be about, you know, I have to do this, so I have to drink.
So there was nothing she could say or do that would make you go, oh, wait, I need to get help.
And when she left, I should have realized it then. But the first thing I did is, and I had been sober for 30 days when we signed the divorce papers. And the first thing that I did was went and bought a bottle. And honest to God, not to put a funny light on things, but the next memory I have after that day, I woke up or came to in the Birmingham Greyhound bus terminal. And I was sitting there. I had a bag sitting next to me, and I'm looking around going, how did I get here?
Oh, wow.
So I had started with about $16,000 in my checking account. And when I got to the Birmingham bus terminal, I had $650 in my checking account. And so I was like,
what did you do?
What happened? So I called, and now this is wintertime. When I got divorced was in summertime. So I called my bank from the payphone, we had payphones back then, at the Birmingham bus terminal, and I started asking them to list off my transactions. And they're like, well, you were at Hog's Breath Saloon in Key West at 4 a.m. on 2 days ago, and the day before that, and the day before that. And she goes, looking back, it looks like about the last 16 or 18 days, the only transactions I see are for a lot of money every day at the Hog's Breath Saloon in Key West, Florida.
Stop.
I don't remember any of this. But apparently when I researched it after the fact, They close out your bar tab one time per day if you're there 24 hours. So they close you out at 4 a.m., shift change, make you close out one time. You have to close in case you wander off or whatever. And I'd done that for 16 days. And eventually the Key West Police Department had had enough. And so they got me a bus ticket and put me on a bus to Birmingham.
Oh.
And 2 days later, I came to in the Birmingham bus station. Yeah. Now you would think that would be enough to make somebody quit drinking, wouldn't you? Not this kid. Nope. Keep going. Just kept right on going. I had my kidneys fail not once, but twice. Put me in the hospital the second time for 8 days. Jump-started my kidneys. When I got in my car, I did not even go home. I went straight to the liquor store and bought more mouthwash, the drugstore and bought more mouthwash and kept drinking. That's sick.
Oh, so
Sick.
so you, somewhere along the way, after you got down to $650. Welcome back to The Right Side. I am Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We are thrilled to be joined by a new friend, Alexander Duncan, who is getting it done in Texas. He was born in California, went into law enforcement, then moved to Texas, ran for Senate against John Cornyn, you know that name, and now is on a mission to take down the left with particular interest in the Muslim takeover of America. So much so that the Pakistani government is after him. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to The Right Side, Alexander Duncan.
Thank you for having me. I love the introduction.
Hey, we're so happy to have you. Thankful for what you're doing. And basically, could you just tell our audience, for those who don't know you yet, what your story is, and then why are you willing to put your life on the line for the cause?
Yeah. So like you said, I was born and raised in Southern California, and my dad was a police officer for 34 years. I followed in his footsteps after college, and I did that for just over 13 years. And then I got hurt on the job and had to find a new career after that. And it was perfect timing because my wife and I had a 2 and a 3-year-old, and we're like, we're not raising them out here. Like this is the worst possible place to raise children. So we both decided, like, let's move to Texas. Hey, they still value God, family, freedom. This has got to be the right place. But shortly after moving over here, you see the Islamic takeover is in full swing. And I'm like, how is no one speaking out on this? Like, this is very alarming. So then I just started speaking out on it. And Cornyn, obviously he was a disgrace. I'm like, is anyone going to challenge this guy? And this is before Paxton had stepped up. And I'm like, well, who cares? Like, I'm going to throw my name out there and at least bring light to issues that need to be brought up. And hopefully someone like a Paxton could step up that has the ability to beat Cornyn and use this platform I have, brought light to and do something with it. And we're kind of seeing that. I'm not too optimistic because, our politicians have just failed us over and over again. But at least people are talking about it now.
I'm so curious. Is Texas what it seems to be and becoming to us from the outside? From when you got there to now, is it a substantial difference in the makeup and the trajectory of the state of Texas?
There's a substantial difference in terms of demographics, what we're seeing. Okay. It's the fastest growing state for new mosques, and especially more Northeast Texas is where we're seeing the heavy population of Muslims, of Indians with the H-1B visa, issues going on. So that whole demographic out there has changed quite a lot. We're seeing a lot of people now migrating more west to the more rural cities because they're trying to get away from that. Luckily, we still have freedom here. It's probably the freest state in America, but it's under attack by the left. It's under attack by Islam. So there's a lot of work to be done. And I mean, you talk to any of these like subject matter experts in Islam, they're like, yeah, it's well known that Texas is the #1 target because they know if they take Texas, America goes with it.
Mm. So why, you mentioned John Cornyn and others. We're witnessing this here in Alabama as well. But why won't our politicians be honest about the threat of Islam? Do you think they don't know? Or do you think there's a fear when you're dealing with Islam?
I think it's a little bit of both. So like when I started my law enforcement career, I worked in an area that had a large Muslim population, and especially in summers, a lot of them would travel from overseas and from Qatar and Saudi Arabia. And I was always interested by that. And of course, good old California, they sent me to some leadership training one time. And one of the last weeks of this training course was going through every type of DEI woke agenda they have. So they sent us to an LGBT center, a mosque, and all this training you get in law enforcement is, hey, it's the radical and the extreme Muslims that are doing this stuff. So they just tell you on this over and over again. And it's the same thing you hear from a government. No, it's, it's not the majority. It's just the radicals. Well, I got it. I was very interested in this, and I went and got my master's in international relations, and I focused on Middle Eastern affairs. So I started reading the Quran. I reading all their works. I'm like, this isn't radical or extreme. This is just what they believe. And it's out in the open. If you read this stuff, you know what their end game is. So why is our government having such a problem with this? So it's either ignorance, and I could see part of that because we've just been sold a lie for so long. But I think people also fear it because, I don't have a substantial following, but even with what I'm putting out there, the Pakistani government's coming after me for what I said. CARE has come after me. So you have these groups, if you start speaking out heavily against them, they want to do everything they can to silence you, to shut you down. And that's just coming to someone like me that has a small following. So people that really have influence, they're going to do everything they can to shut them down. And we're starting to see like the Sharia free caucus and stuff come up. And it's great that more people are seeing this as an issue. But at the end of the day, Sharia is just a symptom of Islam. We're trying to address a symptom of the root cause, which is Islam. Yeah. And it's not going to do anything. They're not operating Sharia courts out in the open in America. They're going to still, adjudicate these cases inside mosques, which they're doing right now. It's just like any law you put on the books, criminals are going to violate it. You could say, hey, we ban Sharia in America. Well, that's great. But unless you're going to go out and enforce this, they're going to adjudicate these cases in mosques still. So it does nothing. It's all political theater. We need a politician to step up and that will say, hey, Islam has religious components, yes, but overall, this is a political ideology that's a threat to America. We need to strip them of their religious status and make them make a choice if they're here.
That actually was my next question, was if it was a religion or a political movement or both, because here in Alabama, we can talk to whether it's a senator, a state level representative, an attorney general. They all claim, well, there's only so much we can do, Allison, the First Amendment, the First Amendment.
Right.
And that is going to be our downfall. So my question to you, I know you've done a ton of research on this. Legally, what frameworks can we use to restructure, to reframe this conversation? Because the way the First Amendment, and if it does have religious status right now, Islam, it's not going to hold up in a court. How do we fight this?
First off, you just need someone that has, the boldness to go forward and put legislation forward saying, hey, we're going to strip this. Let it start working its way up in the courts, because we need to get back to the original intent of the Constitution. This First Amendment, religion defined back then was freedom of denomination. It wasn't this open-ended, hey, whatever religion you want to bring into America, bring it. It was more, hey, we don't want a state-imposed church on us. There's multiple denominations of Christianity. Feel free to practice it. It wasn't, let's open it up to Islam, and there's more than enough evidence to say they are not operating solely as a religion. That's only a portion of their book. If there is Islamic states, Islamic governments in this world, and there's over 55 of them now, that is more than enough evidence to say, well, yeah, they have a religious aspect, but they're more of a governing body that subjects their people to Sharia. So for us to say, well, no, they could just, it's a scapegoat, like let them do whatever they want. It's ridiculous to me.
So can we come at it from an angle of they are trying to start a revolution and overturn the American government and instill their own government? Would you think that would work?
Absolutely. You could just go back to the Muslim Brotherhood. I think it was in 91 that they retrieved this internal memo, and it lays out their whole plan for America.
Is that the project?
Yes. And they're going to vote themselves into office. And we're seeing it all over now, especially this last election cycle. CARE was boasting how 50% of the candidates they put up got into office. And that's scary. They're here for the, I always say they're very smart, very calculated, and they start at the local level, which we need to be doing. We need to get back to being involved in local politics and running for school boards, running for city councils, running for state, rep positions, because that's what they are doing. and they're going to eventually outnumber us. And that's how they take control. They don't need to come and wage war against us. Just look at the history of Islam. The history is a conquering ideology. They've conquered numerous Christian nations in the past. And guess what? They have it easier here. They don't need to come and wage war. They could do it by the ballot. And that's their whole thing. Ballots, not bullets. And we're seeing it.
So let's pivot, because there's another issue that we would love your expertise on, and that is the flock cameras.
Oh, yes.
And Allison just discovered that literally across the street from our studio is a flock camera. Could you explain what this is? Like, we're 5 years old.
Yeah. So simply put, I actually worked with the flock system when I was in law enforcement. So I know very well how it works. But essentially, it started out as just, they call them ALPRs, automated license plate readers. So every time your car would pass one of these cameras, it would record your license plate, and it would go through a system. And if law enforcement had entered that plate being associated with a crime, a missing person, etc., it would give you an alert saying, hey, this car just hit on this camera. It's wanted in this crime. This is the last direction it took. And before, it was kind of difficult because you only maybe had 3 cameras in your city. So it would hit on this camera, and then it was, find like, where's Waldo, trying to go now seek this thing out. But now there is so many of these cameras that in real time, they are tracking the movement of these cars. And then they have drones. So they're putting drones up following these cars. And if you took it from Flock, what they're going to sell you is, hey, it's great for law enforcement. We're catching criminals. Yes, that sounds great, but it's recording every single person's license plate that passes this. So you could go into their website as a law enforcement officer, or even now come to find out private companies are purchasing or leasing these cameras from Flock and putting them in parking lots of Home Depots and Lowe's. Mosques are leasing these out, which is very concerning, why a mosque needs to start recording license plates that are coming near it. But you could enter any license plate in their website, and it will show you across America wherever that license plate has hit. And, many people go, well, I have nothing to hide. Well, that's great. That's great. You have nothing to hide right now. But what happens when laws change, when policies change, when they want to start coming after Christians or gun owners? Well, guess what? They're going to use these systems, and they're going to track exactly where you go and where you are in real time. And that's terrifying.
Who has access to these cameras and this information? Can we, somebody told me that I can't even FOIA and get access to the data that they have tracked on my car and myself, that only law enforcement has access to this. And then there's the story that Polymarket put out talking about a Georgia police supervisor arrested for allegedly using flock cameras to track her boyfriend's vehicle more than 30 times. Is it just government and law enforcement? And I mean, that's scary. That actually is, she's probably a stalker. He probably needs to break up with her.
Yeah.
But
it's very
who has
scary
access to this information.
Well, they claim law enforcement, but I could tell you from the agency I worked at, it wasn't just law enforcement. It was private security they had contracted out to. It was civilian employees that worked within the city. So you're opening this up to a lot of people. And if private businesses are putting these up too, I'm sure they're giving access to managers or somebody in there, probably restricted access, but access nonetheless to their data they're collecting. And it's a massive surveillance network. And Flock's not the only one. We have, Motorola, I think, was one of the first back in the day to come out with ALPR systems that were attached to police cars. But now you have Axon, who's the leading body cam manufacturer. They have their own ALPR system. And it's just turning into one big surveillance state at this point.
Is there anything we can do to push back?
I think we're starting to see it. A lot of people are being very vocal at city councils, and that's where it's going to start. You have to start pushing back on your elected officials and say, hey, we don't want this stuff. There's other ways for law enforcement to do their job. They don't need a mass collect all of our data in locations we go. We just don't need that. And, and that just trails into the whole data center issue. It's like, why are we just so comfortable allowing everyone to collect our data? Yeah, we consent to it when we sign up for everything, but it's like, why are we getting so comfortable allowing companies and the government to collect data on us? They claim, oh, you don't have a right to privacy. That's great. The government doesn't have a right to privacy either. If anything, we should know everything going on in our government, but we're shut out. We're the ones shut out.
Wow.
Did you see Glenn Jacob? Well, I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. So he put out a statement today talking about, he's the mayor of Knoxville, calling on law enforcement. He's the first one that I've seen that really spoke out and was like, we got to do something about it. So I think you're going to see a huge movement. Hopefully we can put some pressure on our Alabama officials. And I know there's a lot of talk on X, and I think this interview will go well because it's new. It came out of nowhere. And
yeah, it really did.
And I hadn't even paid attention. Do you know how many times I've driven by this flock camera that's been across the street? I mean, every day we leave here and it is just tracking us. Had no clue what it was.
Well, and the really scary thing is with AI now, I mean, Flock, you don't even have to have a license plate. You could put in, hey, this car, because a lot of criminals, they'll take their plates off to go commit a crime. So if they have damage on a certain part of the car or a bumper sticker or some type of sticker on the car, they could put that in and track it just based off of that.
Oh, gosh. All right. That's great.
Okay. I've been calling you Alexander Graham Bell. I'm not going to do that. I haven't. I put you in our show notes as that, but it is Alex Duncan.
Alex.
And thank you so much. We might have to send you, we're debuting our allegedly hats because, you know, everything
I love it.
Allegedly, we might have to send you one because it sounds like you need one to cover your new life. Hey, stay in touch, and thank you for what you're doing. We should tag team. We do the Muslim Minute every day where we play clips because so many people don't have any clue what's actually happening. So thank you for helping us along.
Well, thank you so much. And like I always say, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So please read this stuff, get involved, because that's the only way we're going to stop it.
Awesome.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Hosea 4:6, guys. We need to put that on the ticker.
That's pretty good.
How about that, JP?
How about that?
How about that?
Forgot about that button.
How about that? How about that?
That's a great guy. The great work he's doing.
And you know what I like is that if you follow him on X, which you should, he reminds me of Jason Bartlett. Oh, they actually follow each other. But he doesn't apologize for what he's saying, but he's calm about it. He's like, I know truth is on my side. I don't have to stand up and call names and yell and cause a scene like the left does. I'm just going to talk about what's happening, and y'all need to catch up.
That's good. That is, and even when you're talking about debates, and we've talked about this before, if you do have to call names, look, we're a talk show, and we do entertain to some degree. Some words are just funny, like dingle dip. But mainly, we give you facts and information, because if you do lose your mind, you've lost the argument. And that's not what we want to do here. And so I really appreciate Alexander Graham Bell and Jason Bartlett, both of them, for the work that they're doing. And James Lindsay, for that matter, too.
That's really funny.
All right, sir. How many minutes do we have left?
We got about 10.
Oh, good. All right. So we're going to dive into basically the story of the day, beyond the flock cameras and beyond figuring out how we're all going to fight back for and regain control of our government. Yes, Alabama looks different than Texas and Michigan and Minneapolis and Arkansas, even for that matter. But we are going to come up with a working document, and we're going to use some of those phrases as we are pushing back, because we are going to go to the city council meetings and the school board meetings, and we're going to go to the legislature when they're in session, and we're going to sit in the gallery, and we're going to educate people, because if we're not doing that, like he said, some of it is just plain ignorance and a lack of time. But the problem is, when you don't have time to know Islam, then you are going to run out of time, and it will not be because you ran out of it. It's because they took it from you, because of what they're going to do. That's just historical.
It's good, Abs.
But thanks, it's coffee. But beyond that, we have another issue that we can't let go. We have things in Alabama that still haven't changed, starting with their state health officer and basically all the power that he still actually has, even though we've put some parameters in place. But it all stems back to COVID and Anthony Fauci and all the lies we were told, like, he didn't know how this happened. It came from a lab. He had no idea that it came from a lab. oh, by the way, go get that vaccine. But his diaries have been released. And the man did know. And I wonder when you guys found out that information, I'm grabbing his diary. I saved it on it.
Fauci keeps a diary.
Apparently, they called it the Fauci diaries.
The Fauchery.
Like, do you think
Oh,
he
that's
sits
good.
down at night and says, "Dear diary,
Oh, he wrote some of the
today
stuff
I
he wrote.
killed 1 million people."
So Meg Basham has a great quote about this, a great post on X. Steve Dace is usual on fire. But here is just some of what Tony's diary tells us. I'm going to turn it to the side. It won't go. That's fine. Here we go. So during his time as NIAID director, and particularly during the COVID pandemic, Fauci took meticulous notes about his work. Meticulous. So he didn't just, the first alarm went straight to Fauci. Thank you. Here we go, phone. Thanks for playing along. Jeremy Farrar patched him into a call with Christian Anderson. They were not trading internet rumors. They were staring at the Furin cleavage site, discussing deliberate insertion and weighing whether the virus had escaped from a laboratory. But most Americans knew this wasn't an origins debate. The government's top infectious disease official was already confronting the lab scenario. Allison, right here. He didn't just join the process. He set it in motion. Can we just have a moment for that?
I love that Rand Paul put it in pink.
I love the pink.
It's hysterical. I picture Fauci laying across his queen-size bed that has ruffle pillows on his stomach, writing in his diary with his little feet kicked up
Yeah,
in the
With
air.
like
kicking
some
feet.
tea
Yeah.
and crumpets, and he's
Yeah.
just drinking.
I'm gonna give Francis a call. Y'all called HSS and brought in Francis Collins. Why would you bring in Francis Collins as a group expert? The government then split the work into 2 tracks, a security side review and national academics, and the international scientific track led by Fauci and Farrar. Fauci was not on the edge of the origins inquiry. He was helping design it from the first night.
Have a moment for that.
Dang.
So that consensus call on February 1st, we're talking January 31st, then February 1st. That call that they had included Francis Collins. Remember, he was at NIH. He's the same one who took monkey scalps. And did they take baby scalps and put them on monkeys? Like, it was at Penn. This is well documented. He is a Joseph Mengele type of person. And yet Francis Collins was the one who got the word to the purpose-driven life himself, Rick Warren, to get the word to churches: obey, obey, obey. Be good, be good, be good. And most churches went along hook, line, and sinker. But it all started right here. January 31st, February 1st. Then on February 6th, the story hardened. The government's first formal review found no clear evidence of malfeasance, but still said the issue needed investigation. And then by April 17th, Fauci was telling the country that the virus was totally consistent with a natural species jump. Remember, jump. The story is just a load of dump, but that's okay. And where did they jump from, guys? Let's remind ourselves.
Bats?
Bats.
Bat soup in a wet market.
That's exactly right.
That's what I thought. Well, and think about it, because what was that fateful day, March 13th, maybe?
I
Yeah.
think that's
That
correct.
they, 14 days to slow the spread.
Yep.
This is January 31st. They done been knowing this the whole time. And we're just still ignorantly blissful running around, and they knew this was coming. This was happening in China. They knew what the repercussions would be. They knew the gain of function. They knew how transmittable it was. They knew it came from a lab. They knew it. And yet they let it spread. They kept us in the dark. And then they gaslit us into this horrible vaccine so they all could get rich.
And by the way, there is a 2020 story, not 2020, the TV show. There's a story about Fauci from 2020 that relays this idea that he really wanted to be famous.
Well, he is.
He didn't
science.
hide it. He is
should be
science himself. That's exactly right. Like when you flip open the old-fashioned dictionary, his face is where it says science.
I actually was going
colon.
to read part of one of his excerpts. Excuse me.
Could you read it in a New York accent? Because you know he kind of talks like this.
He talks like this.
It's like Anthony Fauci.
Hold on, let me find the right one where he's talking about his fame.
Terrible, horrible little man.
Here, I'll start.
And I haven't lost the
talking about
argument.
his fame.
I'm telling the truth about this terrible, horrible little man. Look back at what he did in Africa to the children.
This big front page article about me appeared in the Washington Post. Very flattering. The situation with my national and international fame is explosive and really unimaginable. It is not hyperbole to say that today I'm the most famous and talked about person in the country and one of the most recognizable people in the world. Countless profiles on me in multiple media. I cannot even read all the things that are written about me since I am so busy. Seriously. POTUS seems to be enamored of me, even though I am taking the spotlight away from him. We are developing a very unique and interesting relationship. The entire Secret Service Corps is coming over to me and chatting. They let me into the first gate without even checking ID. Everyone is worried about my health and welfare, probably because it is all over the place. I am almost 80 years old.
That's the little guy in the big truck.
Yeah.
So they knew from the end of January. They didn't shut the country down until March the 13th when our sweet children came home from college. Wesley was at West Virginia. Emmy was at Mississippi State. And the delightful part was getting your kids back home, even though they were very unhappy because they were there. So they knew all that time and then suddenly decided to shut the country down. But they didn't want to shut the borders to China. They didn't want to do anything until they were forced to look busy, act busy. Jesus is coming. We were right. He is a liar. Why is he still walking free? After these documents, I was talking to my sister-in-law this weekend, and she's right. All they ever do is yap. And they do nothing. We are watching one of the most egregious things committed against the American people, and this tiny little horrible man is still walking free. Why? After this information, somebody please make it make sense. Why? Why is there no accountability?
Yep. The answer's too long. Do you want one?
Yeah.
I mean,
this spitball.
I hear you saying if everything's a conspiracy, then nothing's a conspiracy, but this doesn't make any sense that no one's been held accountable.
I mean, you take this and Epstein. I just threw it in there.
Well,
nothing.
I've said this before. There's another angle of this. There's part of it where Trump would have to admit that he was wrong.
Yeah, he can't do that
because I mean he did create Operation Warp Speed and bragged about it, and Fauci was a part of his administration. So
yeah, but he can admit. Let's see. There's a way you can work it if you want to, where you can say, I did all the good things, but these people need to be held accountable and I was lied to. Yeah. And for some reason, he won't do it. And we're back where we started. It's getting old. So tomorrow is Tuesday. We have allegedly. Do we have any Holy cow. Wednesday.
Oh,
Are you going to be here?
No.
Dag nabbit.
Maybe.
Y'all. No, you shouldn't be. But if you are, Wednesday, we have a huge guest host because she's going to be
doing flowers.
I said Bridezilla.
Processing flowers.
No.
I'm not Bridezilla.
No. She's going to be the
I'm
best
the
mother of the groom ever. And we're going to be here holding down the fort with somebody that y'all are going to love.
Love.
And then we've got some more interviews later in this week. So stick around. Y'all have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.